OSMO Nano.
Hiya. Right, YouTube's full of people at the moment talking about the DJI OSMO Nano and how it overheats all the time. I bought it before I watched all those reviews, so then I was bricking myself because I used to have one of these. Well, I still got one of these and I still use it, but I bought the Nano to kind of replace this, the Action 2, and I was wondering if I'd made the wrong decision. So I've done a few wee tests to see if this does actually overheat in real life, real use cases, as opposed to just sitting on your desk in your office recording with no airflow. So my main use case is POV shots, either action stuff out on my bike, or fishing, or like hyperlapses when I'm walking around cities and things like that, so you can get a nice view of the city from if I'm walking from a railway station to a bar or something like that. So you just get something stuck on your chest, nice and light, discreet, and hopefully nobody notices it, and then you get the best footage because it's natural. If people see what you're doing, they kind of act differently. So I started off with a Insta360 Go 2. And it was a great bit of kit at the time, tiny, except for it was white, but the image quality wasn't that good. It only went up to 2.7K. The interface, the docking mount or everything was a bit clunky, and the low light footage was terrible. So after that, along came the Action 2. Now the Action 2 was great. You can mount it to your chest with this wee pendant here. But the wee pendant was, I'm surprised I've still got this. See this little magnet here? I'm surprised that's survived and never been lost. I stuck the pair of them on my chest and went for a dog walk to see if there was any difference in the quality. But also the Action 2 had overheated a few times when I was using it, even in hyperlapse mode, particularly at festivals in the summer. So I thought I'd take it for a walk and see if the Nano has an overheating problem too. And it didn't, and it's quite obvious the difference in quality between the two cameras for me anyway. Hopefully YouTube doesn't compress the hell out of it and hides the obvious difference to me. See if you can tell which camera is the Nano and which one is the Osmo Action 2. And the biggest difference was just about now that the Action 2 ran out of battery just doing a hyperlapse for, I mean, that was about 45 minutes or something, and it just ran out of battery. So yeah, the Nano's definitely worth upgrading to in my book for that reason alone. Well done if you've noticed that my hair's been done and my beard's been trimmed since yesterday when I started this video. And that beard was so out of control, it was in danger of getting arrested. And people were messaging me after watching the Orkney video and taking a piss. So yeah, had to get done. Okay, what I'm doing is seeing how long this thing will go before overheating in a real life situation. It feels quite warm to touch, it has to be said. I did an indoors one with this and the Osmo Action 2, DJI Action 2. They forgot to Osmo that one. But yeah, I got 44 minutes out of this indoors at 4K 30. So I don't expect it to overheat at all here in a real life situation. Yeah, we'll see how it gets on. But just taking the dogs for a wee walk, and hopefully you'll enjoy some of that. Here's the leafy tunnel of doom that the Hover X1 went through. It's a lot wider now than it was. People have been snapping the branches off. And the trees are getting taller. So after reviewing my footage from yesterday, The camera lasted an hour in 4K 30 with stab on. That was fine. That's what I expected. No issues at all. No overheating. Didn't expect any overheating, because if you use this camera normally, you're not going to get overheating. But what's really pissing me off, and no one else is talking about it, it seems, is the stability issues. The stable is absolutely terrible. If you look at that footage from yesterday, it's unusable. It's awful. How is it today? We're in the dark a bit now. Is it still as jittery? It was absolutely terrible, that footage yesterday. As soon as you went into a dark bit, it just becomes unusable. It just seems to be something very wrong with YouTube camera reviewers nowadays. You either get shills who just tell you how brilliant everything is, or the supposed independent, this is not sponsored reviewers, just pick up on one thing that they've read somewhere and then they don't test anything else. So somebody said that camera overheats. So all you can see now is how this Nano overheats. But in normal usage, it doesn't. It's fine. But YouTube's just full of everyone saying how much it overheats. And yet they've ignored the blatant things like the stab is shite in low light. You've got one job. You're taking coin, either AdSense or directly from manufacturers or whatever, and all you're doing is being dead lazy. Really lazy. I mean, every time an action camera comes out, all we hear is, oh, that's got overheating problems. And then you force it to overheat by sitting it indoors with no airflow until it overheats. And then you fucking get your clicks. It's just not good enough. Do better. Test the fucking things. Provide a service that you're getting money for. I would do it myself, but fuck that shit. I'm not monetised, probably never will be monetised, and I can't think of anything more boring than just reviewing cameras and that all the time. I like using them, I love my gadgets, but nah. So I'm not the man to replace you, but if I was, I'll do a thorough job. I'll do better than just overheating things indoors with no airflow and then calling it a camera review. Will I be sending it back? Doubt it. DJI are really good at doing firmware updates and stuff. And the Action 5 was terrible to start off with. It's kind of okay now. The Action 4 is probably better. That's a good camera. GoPro are pish nowadays.